How to Manitou, part 2. Let's go. Now this button I could have used. And then B is your rotate. It is Monday morning. We got back from TCI Expo yesterday and it was pretty great. I got to meet a lot of people. Turns out the first part of this video that I made, the first how to Manitou, did pretty good. A lot of people, they liked it. So that was good, I guess, because only reason I made the first video was
I wanted to show off my big balls.
I was getting about 3 to 4 calls a week and I was answering the same questions over and over. So we did that. I only said what I knew. Since then, I've learned a few more things. Joe, my Manitou tech, sent me a message. He's like, hey, good video, but you know, the things that you don't know are right here. So I'll be referencing to that list, basically updating and filling in all the holes that we had left open. That being said, start at the door and work our way in. So the first thing that I did not know for 5 months was that you can in fact close this from outside without having to climb in, reach around, hit that lever inside. It's really just...
Nope.
There it is.
What are you doing?
There is this little latch. There's this little latch that unlocks it. So here we go. Boom. Just like that. On the ground, when the machine's on the ground, that's one thing. Like, it's great to have that function even there. But whenever it's on a lowboy or, you know, trailer and it's already up in the air, hey, it's so nice not having to scale Mount Everest just to close the door. So that's one thing that I had missed. The other thing, oh man, it feels good in here. It's like the not tinted windows and a little fishbowl effect. It's nice and warm. It's actually really cold outside. Like, right now it's saying it's 48 degrees out here. And when we were in St. Louis, one of the mornings it was like 38 and it was warmer than it is here right now. I know it's the humidity and the wind chill and all that other stuff, but one thing that I had missed and didn't know about was saying that you can't run the machine with the cab door open. Like, it wouldn't let you do anything. And that was true for the most part. If your seatbelt is off, then you can't run any functions. If your seatbelt is on, everything that you need to do, you can do. So everything from booming in, booming out, obviously can't swing left and right now, but even down to running the functions. You can do it because the seatbelt is on. Now, I'm not saying that this is what you should do. I'm saying that for the purpose of this video, my seatbelt is on, just not on me. It's a helpful little tip that I learned. So, this right here, this button, I had no idea what it did. And according to Joe, it is the like drive override button. Allegedly, it's only for dealers. I haven't found a use where I had to actually use it. So it's there. You'll probably never need to use it. I've ran this thing pretty hard for 5 months. Hadn't used it once. Now this button I could have used. I'd mentioned in the other video where I lost prime and we had to actually jump this thing off and use the primer bulb. Well, if I'd have known this button, even though the machine was off, you can use the battery power to manually swing the turntable around. So it just hooks up a DC pump that, you know, for very limited functions, it can get you your turret back forward and expose the latch for your engine cover and whatnot. So that's what that button is for. Over here you've got your fork lock out, so when you hit that button and you try to tilt left and right, matter of fact, screen will just tell you tilting disabled by button. And this one, I believe, and I'll have to check my notes, but I believe this one here is constant flow. So Again, not necessary when you're running the wood cracker, but let's say you got some kind of attachment on there that requires constant flow. I don't know, maybe an auger. I guess if you want to dig a hole 60 foot away, you can, but I've got a tractor for that, so I don't concern myself with that too much. I guess if you're running a man basket, I'm not really sure. Again, I didn't buy this machine to not use auxiliary functions. It's the auxiliary is what I bought it for. But if you're not running a wood cracker, or you are and you've got other attachments, then that would be that'd be something good to know. But I've never actually used this in the whole time that I've owned the machine, so there's that. This button here is just a simple lockout, mainly for whenever you're driving down the road, if you don't want to accidentally bump it and move your boom up and down. That just locks out your joystick. There you go, you got your joystick back up, turn it on, and it's disabled. Something I really love about this machine is if you've got something enabled or disabled, or mainly disabled, it'll tell you. So it just lets you know, hey dummy, remember you got it turned off, or you know, fork tilt, oh, tilting is disabled. All right, now it's not just gonna not let you do something and have you panic off of, oh, something's not working. As far as the USB goes on the back of the screen, so there's this USB that will let you, I actually use it for my extra camera that I got in the grapple, so that just power supply for it, or to charge my comms. It just depends on what I'm running at the time. This one here is actually, I believe, for the text. That's how they hook into the screen, I believe, for reprogramming or just any of your in-depth stuff that they got to do computer wise. So that one doesn't do anything for you. If you didn't know, now you do. Another thing that I did not talk about last time was the remote. So yes, you can use this remote for pretty much everything that you do inside the cab. Let me turn this on. I don't even know if this battery is good. Let me swap that battery out. That's the nice thing, is there's always a battery on a charge right there. There's another one. They sent a spare charger. Don't really need that one, but I guess 2 is 1, 1 is none. So here you go. The screen powers on, and you can see your battery indicator there. Now, as soon as you press this button, it's going to kill the machine. So what that did, moved functions from the, see, it's beeping at you, letting you know, hey, lost your communications. So now you can, it says hold the link button, which is right here actually. And there was a, what the crap? Alright, so it says hold link button, which is your start button right here. Now it's hooked up and you can start. If you look here, it's got your little antenna thing, and this button here, as you can see, has got a little arrow. That's your turnover for starting the machine. And now you've got your functions here in the machine. I'm gonna hop out and show you what all you can do. Matter of fact, I'm gonna boom this up. So the only thing I can't do from the remote is drive and put outriggers down, but we can still run some boom functions. All right, perfect. So right here, it's, there we go. I had a little bit of tension on this pin. I had some people tell me at the show, they're like, oh, you actually use the pin? I do. I know a lot of people don't, but it's there, so why not? So your controls here, mimic inside the cab. So your left hand and your right hand do the same thing out here as they would in there. And as you can see, the door is open, still functions. So right hand, pull back on the joystick, it booms up and booms down. So you can also go through and here's your RPM. You can raise your RPM on the machine, but honestly, whenever I use the remote, it's mainly for like setting a truck bed or something like that. So I like it to be slow and steady rather than quick and jerky. See, it'll turn a little bit, but it'll cut me off, so it won't let me go too far. I think it goes like 5 degrees over, and then LMI will cut me off to prevent me from flipping. So personally, I don't really like having it boomed over a whole lot. On just tires, it's real bouncy. But other than that, let's see. You know what? I'm gonna put the Outriggers out because why not just show you what all it does and give you the full rundown instead of leaving room for guessing. Oh yeah, can't do that from in here because that's how you turn that off, by the way. You just press the button. Now that the light is off, you've got your functions back inside the cab. And here we go. So, boom, closed. There's my Outriggers out. Actually, none of them are selected. Make sure your lights are on for all your Outriggers. And you can just press this button and it automatically sets out all the Outriggers. And it will auto level it, which I'm on pretty flat ground anyway. But you can see, bam, everything's out. And you just keep holding that. Notice it picked one side up faster than the other, and it's just running through the functions. Normally though, I actually like to do it manually, and if I keep holding that button, it starts beeping and it just says everything's leveled out. Now we go back into the remote. So as soon as I press this, it's going to kill the machine because it goes to the remote. So hold link button, which is your start. You heard the click. Now everything's connected. Crank it up. And that's it. Let me go to drive. I've actually never done this part, but I'm gonna, oh yeah, you can't switch to fork function stuff when you're out of the cab. Oh, that's taller. And this is where that part's nice again. I'll let it warm up for me. Okay, now that we got the remote and everything is set up, the machine's actually up off the ground a pretty good bit, we can run the functions. So it's going slowly, and I can hold the throttle up button and speed it up a little bit if I need to. But there it is. I'm actually going to take it to full extension, and it's going to beep at me right about, if I had to guess, about in line with me. That's it. So I'm gonna suck that back in so we don't have to listen to the beep. He's too fat. It's yelling at me. So we're about, I mean, I sucked it in about 3 feet just so the machine wouldn't be yelling. But on the 2660, this is about how far out you're reaching, and you're good for 600 pounds. They derate this thing tremendously for safety. And honestly, I'm okay with that because I'd rather have a little extra in the reserve than not enough. And most of the time, we get close enough to the tree that, I mean, right here, we're probably from the front of the machine to here, I believe is about 40 feet, maybe. So I'm not mad at it. Also, the tracks right here, they already sent me the parts, but looked like some of the plastic maybe dry rotted, and it snapped. Nothing's really happened to it. Like this one's fine, but we've got that one's broke. There's some on the other side. You can see we're missing some of those support bars, and then those little tabs right there, like on the clips, they're broke off. So we've got those parts sitting in there. Stevenson sent that out overnight. Actually, we got it while I was at the expo. So now that we're home, we're actually taking the day off, and we're gonna fix that. May do a video on that in case you ever have to find yourself having to fix that. All right, so you've got all of your left and right rotation, all your basic functions when this switch right here is in the 1 position. You flip it up to the 2, that enables your auxiliary. Now what you do when you got your auxiliary on, you can so make sure that is flipped up. So let's go with A, and then, oh, it must already be. So your auxiliary is left and right. So A in the cab is your grab. So you pull up, left is closed, right is open. So open, closed. And then B is your rotate one way and rotate the other way. So we're gonna go ahead and close it all the way and run the saw function. And even from here, you can flick that box.
Say that again.
Flick that box.
Just like that. So these are momentary on. As soon as you let go, they flip back down. So you flip these, and let's run that saw. Make the pick, let go. You know, let's say it's stuck, so bam, drops it. And I like how it's upside down right now. That's really the gist of it. We'll switch that back down to your first function, and we just boom up. We are kind of close to the power lines, but we got more than our 10 feet allotted, so as long as I don't boom down on them, we should be fine. And what's crazy is as I go up, I can boom out more, since my chart, like if you were to draw an imaginary line right here, this is my chart. So it's kind of like a weird little rectangle. I don't know, about like that. Use your imagination. And I can boom out further here. So, and if you remember when it was on the ground, I could not boom out past that point because the chart was only so far. So like if we get in line right here, there's the chart, and I can still keep booming out, and it'll cut me off right around probably here, but I'm just gonna keep going up higher. So we probably got another 3 foot of boom in each section. And ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty tall. I mean, it's at least where we're at, you're not cutting too many trees at this full extension. It's just, and it slows it down when it gets that far out, so you're not having to run any jerky motions. Yeehaw, that wind is whipping. I'd hate to be in a bucket that high up with this kind of wind, but that cab's got heating and cooling, so yeah, there it is. It's, I mean, I go all the way up. I really don't see the point in that, but that's so I don't have the readout on here, but in there it'll tell me. If I had to guess, that's probably what, about 70 foot up, and that's 70 foot out here. If we boom all the way up, I think we go up to 85 foot right above the cab. But really and truly, I hate cutting behind, like I hate cutting above me. It's just, it's my least favorite thing to do in this machine. But yeah, there it is. So now, all right, so my meta glasses are about to die, so we're just gonna collapse it on down. There it is. By the way, to keep your stuff running smooth, you got to make sure you got your boom lube. Now, a little something interesting to know about this machine. It is, in fact, lubed by Laura with Schaeffer's lube. So it doesn't have to be lubed by Laura, but it definitely helps. That's a bad chain. Lube by Laura. Call Schaeffer's. It's premium product. When you buy from her, you can't just buy one can. You got to buy it by the case, but it ends up being way cheaper. Like, you look these up on Amazon, they're like pushing 20 bucks. I pay maybe 11, 12 bucks a can. So, and it's not like you're buying 1,000 cans at a time. I think one case might have 10 in it. So it just makes sense. If you notice my boom, when I'm running the functions, it's not bouncing as it's coming in. It's smooth, it's staying smooth and consistent. Because we got Schaeffer's grease in all of our grease points. We got the boom lube on the boom. We got their hydraulic oil coming. Actually, that's not in here, but it might actually be Schaeffer's hydraulic fluid in here, because it does run pretty cool even in the summer when we run it hard, like 10 hours a day. But it's definitely got Schaeffer's synthetic motor oil in there. So they've treated us right, and they've got a pretty good product. We've been running it. Got to meet Laura at the expo, and here we go. We'll just run it all the way up right here, just to show you. Yes, you can cut right above you. I just don't like it. So we'll break it back down, and there it is. That's the remote. It's real simple. And like I said, you can kill it from here. You just hit the kill switch, then twist it up. You see a yellow ring, gets it back up, and then you can crank it. Or you gotta hit the link. There it goes, powers up the remote. You can hear it beeping when it's not linked. As soon as it's linked up, you hear the beeping stop and crank it back up. It's as simple as that. And once you hop in the cab, just hit that link button that we were talking about right here, and now your remote is off. You can turn it off, and you're back to, well, it won't let me run a function if I ain't sitting in a seat, but you're back to normal. So something else that was pointed out, you're actually gonna follow along with me, because I hadn't done it yet. By the way, get you one of these. I mean, stop being poor and just do it. Okay, so I had said that I couldn't put the battery clips in here because of the weird angle. And I think the battery clips might actually be in that green toolbox. Yes, there's one, and there's two. Perfect. This works out tremendously. All right, so here are the original battery clips. And like I had said, they'll fit in there, right? It's gonna fit. What you want to do is basically make that longer. Don't think it voids your warranty. And honestly, if a 1/4 inch of steel voids your warranty, Manitou do better. Now you've got the room to slide that in there. It's in there good. It's still a little wonky and it's a little bit kicked up, but it's a lot better than what it was. Two 13 mil ratchets, or whatever you got. I'm just using what came with the machine. Tighten this down. Here's this. I'm really only doing this for the content, because I would never give a friends. Cody's definitely putting that in a video. Cut it off right before I say fun. Amazing. And that's it. Remember to clutch dump these. Also, I'm gonna point out something. Did we point out stalls?
Hello? Stalls, sawmill supply. Nope, that's just what I've used.
Yes. Okay. That's why we keep, like, we'll go weeks, forever running one bar. And then in one day, we go through 3. I don't Know why it happens or how? It's just luck of the draw. Sometimes you got to pay the piper. But this is, let me show you this. So those two are pretty bent. I'm just going to do some chainsaw art with it. This bar is pretty much brand new. And I don't know if you'll be able to see, but right here, and I don't know how it happened because it's only one side, it's very slightly bent in. Is that picking it up, Cody? So it's just ever so slightly right there. And other than that, the bar is straight. It's just this little pinch section. It's almost like someone took a hammer and smashed that one spot in, and it narrowed that channel so you couldn't get your chain to spin through. And I really hate to get rid of this bar just for that. So we're gonna get rid of that happy little accident right there. All right, we're gonna use this thing to check. Also, had a lot of people like struggle on getting the chain, so you just keep grabbing loops, and the hardest part to get is your last two loops out. It's gonna sound very childish, but this has worked for all of my guys. You find the pecker or the smiley face, whatever you want it to be. There's your two holes, and then there's your droopy drangus right there. And you just flip it out. 60% of the time works all the time. We get to check. Oh, perfect. It's still not 100%. So if you see it's not wanting to go in right there, and that's been part of the problem. So right around here, right there, it's not going in, and then right there. So I'm gonna go through and clear this out a little bit more till it works, because we're waiting on more bars to come in. It's better.
You've been voted #1 at everything. No matter what you do, you seem to be #1.
Yeah, there's that. It works now. I mean, I'm still gonna end up replacing the bar, but if you ordered some and they ain't come in yet, that's a good.
You can use this one in a pinch. Get it? 'Cause it was
Eat it. Also, while it's up in the air, we get a good shot of it. So right here, we just did maintenance on this thing. This floor pan, skid plate, whatever you want to call it, 6 bolts right there. And I made a little short on it. You can check it out. But all I did was pull, I think I just pulled these 5 out and left that back one in and just swung it out of the way. And when I'm telling you that it's stupid easy, it's stupid easy. The drain plug is right here, and the oil filter is right there. And it's as simple as that. I think we did oil change on this in like 10 minutes because we didn't even have to have it up in the air. I mean, I guess that'd be nice, but it's really not necessary because the pan that we use had just enough clearance to slide under there, and you've got enough room up here to work up top because we had like 2-inch gap. So if you didn't have the access here, you wouldn't be able to reach it. Just the little things that, and I noticed, I'm gonna talk a little bit about Magni and Merlot because I got to sit in some for the first time. As far as Magni goes, I was a little bit surprised of the headrooms. I'm only 5'9", and I almost ran out of headroom in there. A little surprising to me. Now I will say their leg room, the steering wheel folds way up out of the way, and you've got, you know, room for a party in front of you, but it's not gonna make me ditch this to go to that. I also wasn't the biggest fan of their screen setup. Now I realize it's probably because I'm just used to Manitou. However, Manitou's is a lot more simple. Just their software and everything, it's like stuff is set aside or set apart. Like you've got different pages. It's pretty simple. The other one had just a lot of stuff happening on the screen, and you really kind of got to look for it. Not really a problem, though. I mean, really and truly, it's not a problem once you're used to it. But as far as throwing a new a new operator in any machine and giving someone 5 minutes, like, all right, here's 5 minutes to run the machine, I feel like I can get someone a lot more efficient and safer in this than I could a magnet. But I've also got 400 hours of operating time on this, not on the magnet. This is like the biggest thing that I did not like about Magni was their joysticks. Let's forget the fact that they don't have any toolboxes or anything. Like, all their stuff's a lot more crammed in the design. The thing that I hated the most was their joysticks. The dead man switch is an actual switch. So on mine, on this one here, and on the Merlot, it's like I don't know if it's a heat signature or whatever, but it's a sensor. Like, you can hover your hand over it, as long as you touch it, it's fine. On that one, it's buttons, like where on the back of the joystick, you actually have to hold them. And I hated that because I'm used to this one where my hands are on there, it registers it, I can have my fingers relaxed, and I run joysticks easy all day. But I can see that my fingers would get fatigued after a 12-hour day. I've had several of those, that it'd be annoying to always have to press that button. That was something that I couldn't get past. Merlot, on the other hand, it was pretty cool that you can run all the functions from one. It's not even a joystick, it's just a multi-function, looks like a mouse. It's got everything in one. So you can boom in, boom out, all your functions in one go. So where I normally put my left side down to run my auxiliary, don't have to with that one. So that's pretty neat. Finally got to sit in the Merlot. It's nice. I'm not saying I would never get one. I'm here. It's red. But this is the red I want, not the other one. One more thing about, again, this isn't enough to change my opinion really one way or the other. On the Merlot, when I sat in it, there's all your controls. You have a big dash like you would in the car. And it's fine. It really is. I'm just used to, on the Manitou, where your steering wheel is, that glass comes all the way down. You can see right in front of you. So I can see right in front of the machine without having to lean up or anything. And especially once you're boomed over to the left or to the right, you can pretty much see right underneath you. And I really don't remember how the Magni was, but I know on the Merlot, most of your controls are right here. So controls on the Merlot and on the Manitou, there's none right here. Everything's off to the side. So there's just a little something, little bit more visibility out of the Manitou. But again, if you're wanting a Merlot, that's not a reason to not get it because of a little bit less visibility. Might be a part 3, maybe when we hit 1,000 hours. But other than that, if someone has any experience running into something maybe I haven't, drop a comment. But hopefully you enjoyed this. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, comment, let us know what you think. If you like our style of videos, great. If not, tell us what we can do better. You probably won't listen anyway. If you have any questions, ask them. If I don't know, I will make something up and you may never know whether I'm telling you the truth or not. But other than that, have a good day. I got to meet at the expo, I got to meet some folks that I've talked to for a while, but finally got to put a face with the name in person. Got to meet Dominic, which was my sales rep that sold me the Manitou over at Stevenson Crane. So could have some good conversations with him, and it was a good time. Got to meet some folks that I've watched for a while. Got to meet Jacob Rogers and Guilty of Treason. Randy was there, and their extra long video guy. That's how I found him. I was like, oh, there's Randy, he's tall, and then there's the other tall guy. And so that got to meet them. Got to meet Rion Rounds. That was pretty cool because right now I watch a lot of his videos to pull ideas for myself. I like how he's got a lot of his ramps that he built, and cool to get to pick his brain for a little bit. And Justin Sizemore Tree Works, I got to meet him. So people that I've followed kind of since the beginning, whenever I first started doing tree work, watched them for a while and learned a lot from them. Kind of helped me get to where I was, and then actually getting to meet them was pretty cool. Try to be cool about it, not super weird. I guess if they watch this, they can let me know if it was weird or not. All right.